So there's 4 3mm screws in total, 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. Let's go ahead and get them removed. Once you have these 4 screws removed, what I like to do is lift up the trolley handle and then use this to pull on it. Now with the trolley handle removed, the top cover assembly is held on by 8 3mm screws. So let's go ahead and remove those. With those screws removed, we can go ahead and lift the cover off. Now keep in mind that there's going to be some cables connecting the cover to the wheel. So make sure when you lift up, you can come in here and there is a white clip for you to, a latch for you to release, and then you can pull off the head of the cable. Now with the zip tie removed, just be careful of this antenna. And then there's 3 3mm screws holding this box together. Now underneath here, there are some plastic spacers. So as you remove the screws, just make sure not to lose the spacers. So these here are the plastic spacers that you want to make sure you don't misplace them. So in total, you should have 3 3mm screws and 3 spacers. Now with those screws removed, you'll see the RideConnect module is nice and free. Now what you'll want to do is unplug it either from here, if you want to do it temporarily, or you can take the plug right off the board for a more permanent solution. Now this metal piece here is the stand for the RideConnect, but what I would say is if you do remove your RideConnect module, it would be good to tape or zip tie your antenna back here because this antenna is for the Bluetooth. Otherwise, this will be dangling and it's not ideal. However, if you want to remove the stand, there's 2 3mm screws, 1 on each side, and we'll go ahead and remove those. I got 1 screw down here, so just make sure you grab that out and don't leave any dangling screws in your control board. So you have 2 3mm head screws. Now to reinstall the RideConnect, what we're going to do is grab the metal frame for the RideConnect. Now the point with 2 screws is towards the left of the wheel, so you can match up the mounting holes to the plate. And then we're going to grab our 2 short 3mm head screws. And lightly place them in the threading. Now that we have one place, we're going to put the other side. And once both sides are in the threads, we're going to tighten them down. Just make sure it's snug. You don't need to over tighten. So both of those are snug. We got a nice bracket. Next, we're going to grab our RideConnect. However, you have to remember that we did remove 3 of these white spacers. So make sure you apply these spacers before putting the RideConnect box on top. So these spacers will go between this mounting plate and the RideConnect box. So sometimes what I like to do is put the screws in the holes, and this will help me align and capture those spacers. Once you've captured the spacers, we're going to go ahead and take your 3mm and try to align the screw to the hole. We got 1 in, here's the second one. Now before you tighten down these screws, you want to make sure that there's no cables or stress in the way. So like right here, the battery cable is applying some pressure. Make sure we squeeze that down. We have the RideConnect connector here, so just make sure you align this slot with that notch. And when you do, you can go ahead and plug that in, just like that. Again, there's also these 2 arrows that line up the direction, and then just making sure that it's a snug fit with a click, as you heard. So now let's go ahead and tighten down this RideConnect box. Again, finger tight, not too much torque, but just enough to be tight. Okay. Now before we wrap this up, there used to be a zip tie here for the antenna. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape the antenna to this box with a small bit amount of tape. Just like that. Now when putting the top cover, you'll want to make sure you plug in the display cable, which is near the RideConnect module at the back. With that clicked into place, we're going to put down our top cover while making sure that none of the cables are being pinched or have the ability to be pinched. With that in place, we'll put all of the screws lightly in first. Now that all the screws are in place, we're going to go and tighten them down one at a time. Now when you tighten them down, just make sure that the body line sits flush with the body, and this will make sure that you have the best eye aesthetic experience. Now lastly, we have the trolley handle. I'm going to place it in the groove and screw it down. With the 3mm screws, 4 of them. With that all done, you should be good to go and turn on your wheel.